Sunday reading. So what I'm going to do, instead of using tarot decks to choose, or charms or stickers, we're going to use the key cards. Then I'm also going to, pre-shuffle all of the oracles for each pile. I'm going to put a skip through, so y'all can skip through that if you want. If you want to just sit there and watch me pull out all the cards, that's fun too. Okay, so pile one. Pile one is strength and courage. Gosh, pile one. You know, I have these, the red one actually says, the red ones, one of them says sex on it. And when I flipped it over, I was like, oh, please do not say that. Strength and courage, number one. I don't know how to do a reading on that. Touch is number two. And then pile three, growth. Okay, I can work with that. Okay, guys, so pile one, strength and courage, pile two, touch, and pile three is growth. How interesting is it, guys? Before I go to your pile, I just realized when I turned the camera off, I looked down and I thought, how crazy, red, green, and yellow. And I actually pulled them out in that that's wild. There's all different kinds of colors in there. Anyway, okay, so stop, go, and be cautious. Okay, 1, 2, and 3. See you at your pile. Okay, guys, pile one, strength and courage. Let's see what we have. So these are the different oracles that I have picked. We're going to start here, and I'm just going to kind of work my way through this. For you guys, for some reason, this one they want me to keep in reverse, so we'll see why. And then also I have two advice cards that are here that are going to kind of lead us into tarot to see what kind of advice we need to be, what their advice is, and how we can kind of use that advice, okay? So if that made sense. I feel like that was way more complicated. Strength and courage really wants me to say Leo energy, because it's actually strength in tarot is Leo, so this could have something to do with that for some of you. That is the 5th house, so that's creativity and children, so that could be a part of this as well. It's the sun, so we're talking about the happiest card in the deck. It's also about I create, so something that you may be creating and using your creativity, finding your strength and courage to kind of play that out is part of this. But it's I will, you know, they have a lot of, they're really, a Leo is really warm-hearted, but they're really prideful in their work. They're really, they have leadership qualities, okay? And so I think this is kind of what we're all tying into with your reading, okay? So pile one. Pile one, yeah, let's get started. Wow, guys, oh my gosh, that's awesome. Oh, that is so awesome. So this is Leo energy and the lion. And strength and courage there, waking the lion, number 19, which is the sun in tarot. So I'm so blown away by that. How crazy. So waking the lion, this is about you kind of using the things around you that draw in that more positive energy, actually using that to actually wake this lion up where you can find your courage and strength. So part of this is that you're not actually looking at those positive things. You may have spent time where you have kind of isolated yourself, or you've kind of went down into hermit mode. Some of you may be coming out of kind of a dark night of the soul. But what they're saying here is, now that you're kind of here, and in order for you to gain the strength and the courage to kind of press forward with what it is that you're, just in life in general, I feel like, or just kind of pressing forward with your, belief system, with your morals, where you want to go, where you're headed. It's like this burst of energy that Spirit's kind of handing the torch over to you, and saying, okay, but you have to find it. You're the one that has to light the torch. And the only way to light that torch is to bring in that more positive energy of joy and having clarity, and like the clouds parting, this kind of energy that I'm feeling is how you're going to wake that lion up and be able to kind of light that torch so that you can push forward. We also have a leg up, number 34. So this is about you, okay, so you already have this leg up from where you have been, and I think that's one of the things that you aren't necessarily recognizing or focusing on or even acknowledging in yourself. If you could kind of put yourself back at the position that you were in, when you started, then you can kind of recognize the amount of growth that took place there, and that in itself should bring a sense of accomplishment and a sense of joy and a sense of pride. And that's really kind of what you're focused on here, is being prideful for that part is what's going to bring in, what's going to light your torch so that you can step into your strength. It's like this is the next stage forward for you. We're definitely talking about, a healing process, a healing journey, but also about you figuring out kind of who you are, and now you're in this position where you need to kind of take the lead. But you can't take the lead on something if you don't feel like you have the courage or strength to do so. So they're wanting you to kind of reflect on this, even if you feel like you've kind of, if you've been someone that's been feeling kind of just in the cold, in the trenches, stuck in the mud kind of energy here, then they're saying that you already have this leg up now. That you've already grown so much, and now you're at this point to where you want to make this kind of solid foundation moving forward. And I think that because it's you've contemplated or waited for this for so long, that now you're finally here in this position to where that now you have to kind of take charge or move forward, that it starts to bring in some of those insecurities again. That's why that's why you're feeling this lack of strength and courage like you are. When you get to a certain goal and you reach that goal, and then you think to yourself, oh, okay, I'm here. I'm glad I'm here. But when you start to realize that you're going to move from this spot to something else and kind of level up in a way, it's basically kind of like you're starting that pride all over again. You have to start back from square one and build up what you are going to be proud of. And all those other things that start coming back in, like all those insecurities start to play back out, you're going to handle those a little bit differently than you did when you were back here, of course, because you've already gained some courage. You've already gained some strength. It's like Spirit's kind of reminding you of the fact that it's time to do the building. It's time to do the work. You already have this leg up. Now you're working on building that new foundation, and you have to remember that it's like a constant growth. Is constant. It's not like, oh, I've grown, yay, now I can live my life. It's a constant thing. Living is growing, and there's going to be things that you want to change and you want to evolve and you want to get somewhere else that's going to continue to happen to you in your life. And you have to take all this experience prior to where you are. I think there may be a little bit of shame that you maybe even feel that, I don't know, I feel like you're kind of hard on yourself in some ways about maybe the amount of time that it's taken you, or the fact that now that you're going to this next stage, it's like you are starting to feel judgment is starting to also be something that's kind of pulling here on you. Because you don't want to have the pride that you do have now from how far you came to be taken away from you. So your ego's kind of in a way feeling the need to kind of protect itself. So it brings in some illusions that you may not be good enough, and it's just simply not true. It's just simply not true. It's just an illusion. It's not the reality of things. You're good enough whenever you decide that you are. Okay. On the other side of that door, you have prosperity here, but you notice, I get it now. When I pulled this out, I went to turn it back, and they're like, no, keep it like this, is what I, felt. So I did, and now I get it. So prosperity is on the other side of that door, and this is the number 5, which is about change. Commitment is part of this, okay? Could you imagine if the bees didn't commit to the nectar, where we would be? Have y'all seen a bee movie? Y'all know what happens. That would be devastating if we lost all of our flowers. And everything else that falls along after that as well. This is about you staying on this path and being committed the whole entire process. I think that there was a thought that you had where you kind of thought that if I get to this point right here, then I'll feel fulfilled. If I could reach this particular point, I'll feel fulfilled. I might still have some kind of work ahead of me to kind of climb the ladder, but at some point I'm gonna feel like I'm good. But the thing is that, let's just say that we're talking about kind of a career, which may be for some of you. Let's just say we're talking about that. And then you reach that point to where you got everything that you wanted, and you can kind of retire or whatever and sit back and kind of just live your life. There's always going to be things that come into your life that will call for you to be strong, that will call for you to have courage, that will call for you to show compassion, or stand up to someone, or stand up for someone, or anything to this nature. The part of the journey experience of what you've been on and how you've been kind of building yourself up, the career part is just a partial piece. It's just a puzzle piece. And everything that you've learned with this particular topic in your life will help bring in all these things that you'll need to help you to kind of play out your future with other things in your life. And you'll always have to, there's times where you'll feel like you don't have the courage. There's going to be times when you feel like you have to show compassion. There's going to be times when you feel like you have to, get past illusions of things so you don't let situations in your life affect you. When it comes to the things that you admire about yourself. This is a constant kind of process that takes place. This was just a chapter in your life, in a way. Do you know does this make sense to you guys? I hope. So this prosperity is something that's here that could cause significant change. And the other thing behind this is, I think that maybe you have gotten to this certain point here, and now there's a part of you that's kind of nervous, and all this nervous energy kind of comes in, and you start to ask yourself all these questions about, are you ready for something? Because to change, you're overdue for change. And I think that you're well aware of that. And it's funny too, because you also have the number 5 here, which is the 5th house, which is Leo energy. So there you go. How crazy. Super crazy, isn't it? 5 is a number of a process of change in any way in your life, whether you're having to change your life because you're losing someone that's close to you, whether you're having to change your life because it's time for you to move on from wherever you are in your life. You know, it's time to move out of your home, or it's time to move out of your town, or whatever. You know, it's time for you to make changes. Number 5 is about the changes that need to transpire in order for you to kind of get to 10. I mean, you have to go through the number 5. And the number 5 is scary. You know, going through those changes is something that's can be terrifying, especially when it comes in a way for some of you that's very abrupt and you were unaware of that this is something that was going to transpire, you know, unknown territory, and definitely something that you didn't expect. Those are even 10 times more scary. For some of you, you may not even fully grasp the concept of what's kind of transpired with you up until this point. And that's why they're wanting you to reflect on that. But I'm feeling, there's this energy here that I feel for someone. It's like you've kind of, maybe this particular change was so kind of abrupt in a way that you're having to pull on your strength and courage, and not a way like let's say the topic of a career, but more in a way of where you have to mourn the loss of someone, you have to release someone in your life, or you have to kind of, you know, one of the most hardest things is when you lose someone, that moment that you have to go back and actually let go of them completely. It's a stage of grief. It's where you kind of, you know, you have to go in and you're going to change things. So if they had a bedroom in your home, you know that you would have to go in, and it's time for you to clear out or clean out that. How difficult that is. And it's almost like for some of you, I feel like you know that like this is your time that you need to do that. It's very location oriented, okay? So what the feeling I'm feeling, so it's you making changes in your exterior. It's causing all these internal battle that's kind of transpiring here, sparking all these different kinds of things. It starts to pull on all the triggers that you have. You start to go down that kind of coastline, you know, of all these different triggers start to occur one after the other. And the most important thing I think for you to focus on right now would be that courage and strength. But you have to go back and remember the joy of the journey. It's part of what you can carry with you to keep you moving forward. It's that idea that some things, well, nothing will ever change, will ever stay the same in your life. Everything's always going to consistently change throughout your life. Nothing will stay the same. You definitely won't. And it's almost like that, realizing that in some kind of way, and realizing that whatever you've done up until this point, or wherever you've been, you know, the past few years, or with a relationship, or in a career to a certain place, or in a certain location, whatever that is for you guys that's changing, recognizing that was a chapter, you know, if you're looking at your life as a book, we go through these chapters in our life, and that some chapters are longer than others. Some chapters are super short. That's the ones I like. Not life though. But I guess that depends, doesn't it? Depends on what you experienced in that. And you always leave a chapter with knowing new information. You know, there's always a certain kind of understanding that you come to in each chapter. And there's this thought that if you can take that and kind of look at it in a way of what you experienced and the time that you got to stay there. You know, I think I've told y'all before this thing that I'm feeling is really familiar, because it reminds me of, you know, I've said this before, guys, on here, but I worked with my grandmother right out of high school, actually still in high school, but I was there since probably I'm 14 years old. They had a family business, so I worked with her. And when I got ready to graduate, my grandpa had passed away, and they were married for 50 years, right at it. And they had each other, and that's it, for so long. And he got really sick really quickly, and he passed away within 6 months of having cancer. And it was kind of like I lived with my grandmother, but I saw their relationship right there at the end of it. And I think back on that now, and I think, boy, you know, Spirit put me right in the right place at the exact right moment I needed to be there. My mother had just died, my stepdad had just died, and I had to live with my grandparents when I was 16, which is a huge change because my mother was a young mother. And to be honest with y'all, I hated it because it just felt sad because of everything we were experiencing. But I'm glad I had them to experience that together. And I had to see my grandpa go through that within 2 years of moving in there. But watching my grandma and my grandpa interact with each other and the care that she had for him towards the end of everything, I got to see so many very huge life lessons in that experience. And I also got to spend that time with them in that way. I just learned so many things from that. And the circumstances were not good circumstances. It was not a good situation. It was, though, because I got to experience, you know, just love, just unconditional love in a completely different way. See it, feel it, experience it. And I can never say, even now, you know, looking back, I can't say that I would have wanted it any other way. Of course, I wouldn't want my family or my grandfather to go through so much, or a grandmother. But it's the experience. I couldn't come up with that, to have that experience in any other way. I mean, the pain of everything is kind of what brings on the compassion and brings on the love and the understanding of love itself, right? And I would never be able to recreate that, you know, in the time in my life that was. And from 16 to 19, it's like that period of time is so important, you know, at that age, of your understanding of things. I don't know exactly why I kind of went into all that. But I feel like maybe it was important for someone to kind of hear the significance of kind of closing a chapter and the things that you can pull from that part of your life so that you can press forward. You know, you're always in the exact spot you're meant to be. You just have to figure out why were you meant to be there? And then take the good things from that so that you can push forward. Don't be afraid of change. Change is growth. Change is needed. If you want to be able to press forward and have prosperity, for some of you, what they're saying here is that you have to be able to commit to change itself. If you want to change, you can't be scared of it. And I think for some of you, this is a consecutive thing. You're going to be changing and changing and changing and changing and changing, you know? Okay. Let's get some tarot. You know, what's crazy about that story for me is I moved out of my grandmother's house and I moved in with my boyfriend at the time, even though I regret it now because I should have waited. But I started working with her. I didn't want to leave her and go off somewhere after school. I wanted to stay here and learn the family business. I was the only other one. It was it, you know. My sister was already in college, and it was just me here. So I stayed here. And at the time, I thought I kind of wanted to move. I just kind of wanted to see a different experience from where I've been. And looking back on it now, I don't regret that either, because my grandmother passed away almost 4 years later, and right after I had my son. And she got to see my son, she got to see me get married, she got to see all these things. And I was here with her, working with her every day. We had the best conversations. I've learned so much about her and who she is. And I don't regret any of that. I do not at all. Time is such an important thing. Such an important thing. Okay. What else do we need to know here for Paul? Please. Spirit, what else do we need to know? The Lovers in reverse. For some of you, you're kind of going through an experience to where you're leaving someone behind. For others of you, this is just about you finding the love that you had for what it is that you're wanting to accomplish in the first place. Why is it that you want that so terribly bad? Like, what is that inside of you that makes you want that? And that's another way that you can kind of build on that strength and courage to do what it is you need is that goal of what it's going to be like or feel like on the other end of it. But for some of you, this is a relationship that you're walking away from, or one that you feel disconnected from. You're giving up on something. The struggle that you feel. The world. So again, for some of you, this has to do with a significant closing of a cycle. And I think for a lot of you, it has to do with love. I think that you're closing out a heavy cycle when it comes to love, or just being disconnected here from someone. Feeling like you fought this long enough and it's time to kind of let go and move on to the next kind of cycle in your life. You feel like you have closure in that, but it's still really, really hard for you to kind of move forward from it still. Having to have courage to kind of step away. You have the Six of Pentacles in the reverse. For some of you, you just feel very disconnected from someone. For For some of you, you're struggling to close a relationship completely. This person may not be giving to you in the same way that they were. The Three of Cups. You still may have a friendship with this person, but they may feel a little bit detached from you. It says in clarifiers, why is the Lovers here in reverse? 10 of Pentacles. This is something that is really important and valuable to you. We also have 10 and 9, so there's your 19 again. There's your Sun energy. This is something, this relationship was something that was really valuable or really important to you. Something that was really grounded. You're trying to look at it, the disconnection from it in a positive way. For some of you, again, this goes back to that career thing where you're not loving what you've kind of built yourself up for. You're lacking the love there, you know, for what it is that you have. So you're not kind of feeling it in the same way that you would if you just don't. It's like you don't appreciate it as much as you thought you would. Everything's kind of not coming together in the way that you thought it would. But for some of you, this has to do with family and leaving behind someone or something. Could have to do with family. For some of you, this is a relationship that you feel very loyal to this person, but you can't have everything it is that you need with this person. And for some of you, that might be family. Why is the Nine of Wands here in reverse? The Tower. For some of you, you may feel like this person has kind of given up on you, given up on this relationship. For some of you, this is kind of this realization that it's almost like you don't feel like you've had this kind of epiphany that you want to give up. The struggle's too hard. This is a low point here for you. And it's immediately following this right here. There's this lonely kind of energy that I'm feeling of where you feel like things didn't come together in the way that you anticipated. And here's the significant change that we talked about taking place. For some of you, you haven't got the prosperity that you were working so hard to kind of get a leg up on. And because of not being able to kind of bring everything together in the way you wanted, that's what I see here too. And this could just be a relationship because everything didn't come together in the way that you wanted. And you're at this point to where you worked so hard for something and then you feel like you kind of have to let go of it or it just didn't work out. Can I have one more? Or let's just keep going, then I'll come back to that. Why is the World here? This is the Awakened Tarot, by the way. So you have the Four of Pentacles here in reverse. So you're closing out a cycle with freedom. Freeing yourself, letting go of the things that you were holding so tightly onto. This is Divine Masculine energy here with this Four. Why is the Six of Pentacles in reverse? Temperance. You're trying to find this balance within with not, it's like you feel like you've given to something more than you've kind of gotten out of it. And you're trying to kind of balance that energy internally. And for some of you, this is a relationship. But for some of you, this is, you know, this other person's not giving to you the same that they were. And you're trying to find this understanding and balance of why that is. Why has this person kind of released you even, you know? Why is it 3 of Cups here? Oh my gosh, wow. 2 of Cups. This is a heavy soulmate energy, guys. You have the 2 of Cups and the Lovers, and whenever you have both of those out, there's a intense connection here that you feel with someone. This 3 of Cups is the friendship, the emotional support that you feel, and the 2 of Cups is that partnership. You saw this friendship that you had here with someone more like a partnership. This was a bond that you shared here with someone. Let's go back and get some more. For others of you, this is you kind of looking into your future, and possibly for some of you wanting to turn a friendship into a 2 of Cups. Let's get some more. So I'm going to go backwards. Nope, I'm going to go this way because it's the storyline. So why is the Lovers in reverse with the 10 of Pentacles? Did I say that this is the Awakened Tarot? You can get on Amazon. So we have the 6 of Swords in reverse. This is something that you're having a hard time. You don't want to let go of this. You're getting in that boat and you're taking off into the waters because you want to get out of something, out of the emotional conflict that you feel, or out of just the conflict that you feel. You want to get away from that 5 of Swords. And in reverse, it's like, you know, you have to go back to, you feel like you still feel conflicted about things. And you know that you need to go back and kind of sort through that. And the part that you feel really conflicted on is that you have this 10 of Pentacles here. There's something about, for some of you, you and another person not exactly seeing balance in each other. You feel as if this person doesn't value you as much as you value this person. And you're trying to figure this out, or you want to know, or you want to figure this out. For some of you, this is about moving away from home and disconnecting, and maybe other people not kind of understanding that. You have all these 6s out, which is the Lovers, you know, but it's also a number of compassion, because it talks about cooperating with someone. And with this 6 of Pentacles being in reverse, I think that you're coming into an understanding here that maybe you haven't been, the way you've been giving in a connection has not been possibly the same as the other person in a way. So these 2 cups are different colors. And it's like one person was giving more than the other person. I mean, I just can't get over that. I keep seeing it over and over. And there's an understanding of that. Tell me about the 9 of Wands in reverse of the Tower. Oh, 7 of Cups. Okay, so you remember, I think we talked about the illusions kind of taking hold of the choices that you make moving forward. You may have given up here, or made a choice to give up on something that was too hard for you. Could be a relationship. It could be kind of a career thing, you know, kind of giving up in a particular spot because you realize it's not going to bring in the abundance that you were working so hard for, and trying to find a different approach. But this is about you. I feel like you made a choice based off of fear or illusions, not knowing which one to choose. And I think maybe you chose to just release everything altogether. Just get rid of the tower. You giving up caused this tower moment to take place. And I think that you look back on that like, did I drop the ball? Did I choose the wrong thing? It's like you question this. Why is the World and the Four of Pentacles here? The Eight of Cups in reverse. So you're closing out a cycle in this realization that whatever it is that was important to you is something that you don't want to lose. Also, for those of you realizing that because of losing something or someone, whatever kind of has changed here, it's caused you to kind of realize that maybe you weren't as healed as you thought you were, or at a point to where you thought you were, and now it's time for you to kind of go back. It's almost like you went searching for something and you left this Eight of Cups in reverse. You left this Eight of Cups behind you and continued forward onto those things. But then you're realizing that what it is that you want is part of those cups. And so you turn around and you go back. There's things there that I'm still not healed. I don't want to kind of detach in a way. For some of you, you're trying to release the ending of something, but you're not emotionally releasing it. I think that that's kind of an understanding that you've came into. You thought you were releasing it when you kind of gave up on it, but emotionally it's something that was still there. Why is the Six of Pentacles in the reverse with the Temperance? Judgment. So the judgment that you're looking at is your awakening, big time here, guys. With the Tower and Judgment in the World here. This is a huge closing out of a cycle for you. You're just trying to release this emotional kind of baggage that you're carrying. But the judgment that's here is you trying to find internally how something was not given to you. Feel like it wasn't given to you in the proper way, or you feel like it's almost like you have to have this awareness that you're like, maybe I wasn't giving to a situation equally, and that's why someone's not. It's like you're not giving in as much as you're getting because you're not giving in enough. Does that make sense? It's like paying 50 cents for a Coke and they're like, it's $1. We can give you a little bit, but you know, I don't know why that came up. It's kind of like that. It's like this is a call here for you to face this judgment with the Six of Pentacles. Can I have one more for the Six of Pentacles in reverse? There's something I'm missing there. Okay. That commitment thing's coming back into play. The Three of Pentacles in reverse. This is you not being able to work with others in a certain kind of way, or you feel like you're doing more than the other person's doing. This is just about you not putting any effort into something and finding balance within that because you don't feel like it's something that's, you can't commit to this. For others of you, this is person here in your life that you feel like for some of you, this is someone here that has just been giving and giving and giving and giving and giving to you. And you've tried to make it, you try to understand it in your heart. Because you can't commit to this person in any way, or you haven't been working with this person. What else are you trying to tell me about that? Why is the Judgment here? There's another message. Hold on just a second. The Eight of Wands. This has to do with you moving forward quickly with Judgment. You've had this kind of aha moment here that maybe you weren't giving as much as the other person, or the other person wasn't giving as much as you in a relationship. And this could also look in the way of your career. Maybe you weren't doing as much in your career, and that's why something passed you by, or that's why you've kind of given up on something, or something's kind of came to a halt. Okay. So what else? Why is this Three of Cups and the Two of Cups here? It's like you're wanting to move past that, or even communicate something to someone, or because Eight of Wands can be a card of communication, but it's fast paced. It's like you've had this epiphany and now you want to move forward. So why is the Three of Cups here with the Two of Cups? The King of Pentacles in reverse. You don't feel good enough for this. These insecurities are coming out in you. Look at that. You have the Ten of Cups with the Ace of Cups. The Eight of Pentacles in reverse. And the Hierophant in reverse. I think that some of you kind of are realizing that you've kind of taken a step back in a way. For some of you, this is a relationship. You couldn't understand how everything was going to kind of fit with this person in some sense, and so you kind of took a step back. That Hierophant in reverse. It's like this person, you couldn't commit to this person wasn't part of your future with the Two of Wands there. It's about planning for your future here. That's what we talked about up here. This is saying that you don't want to be kind of in the normal day-to-day Eight of Pentacles, if this is like a career, right? This guy with this Eight of Pentacles, he's working, every day on those. And it's like you don't want to be a part of this. You want to be kind of different from that. And you've made plans for that. But you want love. And you want family. And maybe this person didn't kind of fit in that. Or maybe for some of you, you're having to kind of start all over again because you've lost someone here. There's an energy here of you not feeling grounded in a friendship or a partnership. And that, tell me why the King of Pentacles is here. Look at that, Two of Wands came out again. So it's not the fact that the friendship or relationship or emotional supportive energy in that partnership of having that isn't there. It's that it doesn't fit with your future plans. For some of you, this is you kind of, like I said, having to kind of start over, and you're having to move away from someone. I want to know more about the Eight of Cups in reverse. What is this emotional thing with this Eight of Cups in reverse? Oh, Yeah, this is healing. This has to do with forgiveness. Letting go of resentments, letting go of grudges, letting go of frustration, and having forgiveness with someone so that you can be free here and close the cycle out and move forward. Why is the Two of Wands here? The Six of Wands. You want to be successful. You want to basically triumph over this experience, which was what we talked about in the beginning. Give me one more for the King of Pentacles in reverse. Wow. These are two opposites. So I asked one more for the King of Pentacles in reverse. So the King of Pentacles in reverse is about a lack of honesty. You're not taking that leadership role and stepping up to the plate when it comes to a emotional supporter or partnership. Either you don't feel grounded in that, you don't feel like you're capable of doing that, but you're recognizing that you haven't been successful there, you know? So the King of Pentacles has this Seven of Swords and this High Priestess energy here. You may have felt yourself being sneaky. And the High Priestess is in reverse because those are things that being exposed in some kind of way. You may feel like there's a part of you that you feel like you're getting away with something, or there's someone else that you feel like is getting away with something, and some secrets here with that have kind of been exposed, or you're afraid that they will be. Interesting. For others of you, if this is a career thing, it's like you've been kind of sneaky or strategic about certain kind of things, and you don't want the information of how you kind of got away with doing something to come out. Or the decisions that you made in the past to kind of affect your success here in the future. Whatever this connection that you have here in the background of this, or partnership, or whatever this is, it's going to somehow not make you feel prosperous. It's going to somehow not make you feel successful in the future. Why is High Priestess in reverse? What is this about? The Ten of Wands, that's something that needed to change. And the Five of Wands, that's the conflict. That's what you've been conflicted about. The Knight of Wands in the reverse. The Queen of Wands in the reverse. With the Three of Pentacles. And the Knight of Swords. And the Chariot. And the Ace of Pentacles in reverse. There's something to do here with you almost wanting to commit to something, but feeling like you don't have the strength or courage to do that, because you want to be this successful King of Pentacles, and there's something here that's a part of you, your life, or attached to you in some kind of way, that was a burden, and it was part of secrets or sneakiness or something that took place here. And you've been conflicted about that for a while. So you knew it's something that needed to change. This is about you also recognizing that you need to be authentic with who you are. Because if you kind of hold back, there's a chance that if you're not being authentic to who you are, even if it's not if you're not being honest to someone, then, and you try to be strategic, then you don't triumph there. And I think that's might have been what's happened here as well. There's a lot of different kinds of things that I'm feeling here with all that. I'm going to see what these are real quick, and then we'll get some more. Travel. We talked about that a little in the beginning. And creative blocks. So whatever you've been kind of going through, whatever you've been kind of experiencing here with this other person or this partnership, or what it is that you could be losing, moving away from someone, not wanting to move away from someone. These cards are so wobbly. Has to do, there's your B again, has to do with travel and creative. It's causing these creative blocks to take over. Oh, sorry guys, my ring hit the table. So travel. Let every aspect of this trip unfold in harmony. May divine order arrange and handle every detail. I'll be guided easily and follow the leads as they are shown. This is about you stepping into that courage so that you can allow faith and hope that things are going to kind of all come together and work out. That's how you kind of develop this strength moving forward, right? It's not like you're doing it alone. You have spirit there. Creative blocks. If you're an artist of any kind, you can offer all work to divine, making it God's alone. I'll offer this for my highest good to benefit the planet. Release me from any blocks and restrictions. May this serve all who need. Okay, so I'm going to get a postcard from Spirit, and I want to get some future energies here. For some of you, this is not a person, but for most of you it is. I mean, I can't get over the fact you have the Lovers, the Two of Cups, and Three of Cups here. But for some of you, this is you kind of not feeling confident in a partnership and building a friendship there. And how you know that that needs to change if you're going to ever be successful. Single is here. Don't know why that came out. Maybe if you're wondering if this person was with someone else, you needed to know that they're not. Okay, future energies from this, moving forward, future energies. Well, you have love here. Feelings are real and true. A connection between lovers and feelings of a complete emotional happiness. Okay, regrets. Okay, so I'm heavy gonna just zone in on this love situation here. I think part of this is you kind of expressing how you feel to someone, and they're saying here is that you don't want to have any kind of regrets when it comes to love. You don't want to reflect back on this in an unhealthy way because you had these kind of grudges that you were holding on to, or this healing that needed to be done. You know, that unhealthy reflection on the past, and forgiveness is required for healing. That's part of what this card says. And that's right on top of this Three of Swords and the Four of Pentacles. It's like you know that you need to release that. There's some kind of grudge or something that you're holding over this other person for some of you. Release it with love. What else? Future energies is key. That's key. That's the key to your success. That's the key to your success. To having success in what you want from a relationship, from a partnership, from, you know, wherever it is that you're kind of venturing off to this new significant change, you have to be able to be authentic and real and true to how you feel, your emotional happiness of what you want, and not have any regrets or unhealthy attachments of the past, pain that you're holding on to keep you from being able to be successful there. We have Ring at the bottom of the deck, which is again a card of commitment. This commitment thing keeps coming out in transformation with patience. There's a call for patience. You know, the Lion and Strength in Tarot is representing patience as well. There's a call for being patient here, that you will have this huge breakthrough that takes place when it comes to a relationship, I feel like, for most of you, or when it comes to just staying dedicated and committed to something. That's what they're saying here, is that if you just have patience and stay dedicated and committed to something, then it will transform. Some of you may walk away from relationships too early on. Like, as soon as there's some kind of conflict that transpires, you don't want to kind of deal with that, and you kind of move on. You give up and you just kind of choose something else, or just move forward. And if you're always holding on to that grudge that's there, if you're always holding on to that pain, you're always going to be in relationships. There's never going to be a relationship you have in your life where there's not some kind of conflict. Not a meaningful relationship, not a close relationship, not one that's important to you. There's going to be conflict that arises, and it's purposeful, it's meaningful, because it's how you mend. It's how you realize how to mend a relationship. And that when you can mend a relationship, that's how it builds its strength. When you figure out how to intertwine with one another and work with one another to get things back together, because that's what's most important to you and this person, you know? Okay. I'm going to take this top one here. You are not alone. Okay. It might be hard to believe that you'll ever get to where you want to go, feel the way you want to feel, and find peace and security, but you can. There's lots to celebrate in this life, but first you need to let go of this attachment to achieving a certain result. It's easy to get caught up in the endless loop of wanting this or that so that you can feel safe. The only way out of this out is to surrender the attachment. Empty yourself so that you can be filled with something new. The compulsion will be lifted and the peace will come. Trust that something better awaits, that something new will open up, and that you will see new opportunities and fulfillment. The truth is, whenever you get into the loop, what you are really looking for is spirit. That connection is where the power, the peace, and the purpose lies. Everything else follows after that. Give yourself a hug. We've got you. Love you so much. Okay, so let's get some initials. There are a few charms in this that I've included. Came out of my goddess box. Just throw them in here too, so I have charms in here and initials. So let's see. Oh, y'all got the Pegasus. This is like the Knight of Wands that we saw before. Oh, here it is right here. You have the wings there on the horse, and it's like you need to take action. This is a part of you that you know that you need to take action. You know that you need to move forward. You know that you need to kind of do what it is that you have this new awareness in, that you need to transform. You've done the shadow work. You have the mushroom here. You've done the work. You've gotten out of, some of you, this is a gotten out of the dark night of the soul kind of energy. And you've transformed. You've changed. You have this butterfly here. It's time. You know, it's time for you to kind of take what you now know and the growth that you now have and kind of move forward and take that leap, or do that, you know, do the deal. You have this is that connection that's coming through, guys. You have these two birds here with the heart in the middle. So this is, you know, you may feel like this is kind of a connection that was kind of sent to you from spirit, or you may have someone that's just close to you. You feel like it was sent to you from spirit, that you just connect with on a deep level, and you feel this emotional support from this person. That's something that's still there. You know, even if this is the thing, when you have a bond like that with someone, even after that person's gone, or even if you're disconnected from that person for a while, it's their energy that stays with you. It's their energy and memories and knowing that person, and knowing, almost, you just know what they would say if they were there. Like my grandmother, I know some of the things that if I do things, I just think, I know what she would say if she was here, because I knew her so well. And it's comforting in a way. And that's what they're saying here, is that this connection is something that's going to be always a part of you. or this person or whatever this is here, whoever this is to you, is always somebody that's going to stay connected with you. And for some of you, they're not going anywhere. They'll just always be there. Even if it's just energetically, they'll still be there with you. So we have R, X, S, D, J, E, Y, C, T. I heard CT scan in my head, so. I don't really have a whole lot. I am not seeing anything. Lately, I haven't been seeing stuff in the ball. I don't know what the deal is. We have set your goals. Set your heart's desire. I just heard Heart on Fire. Is that the name of that song? Oh, I don't know. I've been getting so many songs lately, and I don't listen to hardly any of them, and they've just been popping in my head. Set My Soul on Fire. Is that the name of it? I'll put the name of that song somewhere if I can think of it. Yeah. Okay. So I'm gonna hold these up so y'all can see them. I'm gonna leave you here. So I hope you enjoyed this long reading. Hope that makes sense. I know sometimes these messages come through and there's a lot of different kinds of scenarios that are taking place. So, but I hope some of what I made sense and helps. But thanks for being here, guys. Thanks for all y'all's love, all y'all's support, and of course your kindness. And I hope to see you soon. So if you chose touch, the green touch, then this is your reading. Okay, pile 2. So what I'm going to do here is I have different oracle cards, and I also have oracles over here with advice on them. So we're going to start with this one here, and we're kind of just going to work our way through, and then we'll get some tarot and get some advice. Okay, so y'all have Time Machine number 3. Interesting. For some of you, you may feel like there's almost like your growth is calling you to take new opportunities. For some of you, you've been waiting on commitment for quite some time. For some of you, you wish you could kind of almost be redirected, kind of skip a certain period. Maybe it's a harder road than what you kind of anticipated it to be, and so you wish you could kind of skip on to the next kind of thing. I think that this says, well, I see it on the 2, so I'm going to say 2 o'clock, but I don't see the other hand. So this might have to do with partnerships, or it's just finding your internal balance to know which direction it is that you need to take. This time machine is almost like, I wish I could go back in time and do things a little differently, or change things in some way, or just kind of relive that experience. And maybe that's something that you realize is keeping you kind of stuck, hoping for the past to kind of come back around, hoping for things to change and they haven't, waiting on someone to change and they haven't. You know, with touch here, it's like, I think that there's a sense of loneliness, or that there's intimacy here, I think, that you lack or you miss. Like having that intimate kind of connection with someone where it's like a day-to-day kind of thing, you know what I mean? It's that commitment that you miss. It's almost like you feel like you want someone to commit to you, you know? That's the feeling of when you want someone to commit to you. And feeling kind of this energy here, which is, for some of you, there's someone here that has just kind of touched your heart in some kind of way, and it's just hard to let that person go, or it's something that you've been kind of holding on to or waiting for. You almost wish you could go back and relive that experience, and that's kind of what's keeping you stuck. You could compare a lot of other people and the connections that you feel with this particular person, which is another way that you kind of are maintaining this stagnancy. We also have building blocks, and look at that. She's looking right at over here at time. It's almost like you feel like it's time to kind of keep moving or building something new for yourself, or you've been waiting for too long, you know, and maybe you've been building a slow foundation. For some of you, you see this like brick kind of, this is like something that's really stable, or something that you've been kind of doing for a long time that maybe hasn't ever changed in the way that you needed it to. I've never progressed in the way that you imagined it would. You spent a lot of time kind of building up until this point. There's a solid foundation there, but it's incomplete. For some of you, this is just like, no matter what you kind of do around you to build yourself up, you're still kind of looking at an opportunity here in the past. Could be with someone in particular. You have the stag spirit, leadership, that's divine masculine energy, and then you have this chaos storm spirit, number 42. 42 is the lovers in tarot. And you have 39 here as well. This is what's holding you back, guys. It's almost like you've had to stay kind of in this masculine energy, and it's something that, oh man, I get it now. Guys, when I do tarot, I kind of work my way through it like I'm reading a book or understanding instructions. And then you have like this like aha or epiphany kind of moment to where you, oh, I get it, okay, I know how to do it now. You know, that kind of thing. I just had that here with this. So it's like you're the one that has had to be in this kind of leadership kind of role. You've had to take on this, oh my gosh, now I'm getting sad. You've had to take on this more like leadership kind of role within yourself and create these changes here in your life. And it's almost like you want to be able to kind of just take a sit back. You want to be able to have a companion. I think that you want to be able to have someone that gives you that touch, right? Someone that touches your heart in a way to where you don't have to feel so hard all the time. I mean, you have this leadership stag energy, but it's like you don't want to have to be in this role all the time. You may feel that this is starting to change you even at times into someone that you just don't want to be. You are kind of this soft, loving, caring type of person. You have kind of this gentle kind of touch, right? And you're tender-hearted in a way to where you want to be able to have this kind of more masculine energy that's kind of around you. And it's not like a codependent thing. It's not anything to that nature at all with you. What I'm feeling, you've already done this work on yourself in that way. It's just that you want to be able to kind of seep in or sit in your your feminine energy, and where you don't have to be so strong all the time. It's almost kind of like it's exhausting to you at times, you know. But then you feel like you have to kind of be the leader of the storm. You have to kind of be the leader of the chaos. You're the one that has to kind of create that foundation. And this could be in a partnership, in a certain kind of partnership, where you feel like you've kind of, for some of you, where you feel like you're always the one that kind of has to control the partnership or be the kind of more masculine energy in the partnership, and now you're kind of just, you want to be nurtured in a way, you know. It's like a feeling of, for some of you, I don't even feel like you realize that that's what that is, that's what it is, that's what's making you feel the way that you feel, is that you just want somebody to like hold you. Do you know what I mean? I know everybody knows what I mean. It's that energy, that's the energy that I'm feeling. And it's like you've been waiting here. I'm looking at this clock and I've been waiting for this. I'm gonna get some tarot now. I'm actually gonna use a different tarot deck for you guys. I'm gonna use the Modern Love Tarot. I don't know why, I feel kind of called to it, and I have it sitting here anyway, so let's do that. So, there is kind of epiphany kind of energy for y'all that I'm feeling. It's almost like y'all feel like that it's time to close a cycle out. And you're at a point to where you're thinking to yourself, I need to kind of make a decision or make a choice in what direction that I take, what I want to commit to and what I don't. And it's almost like for some of you, you're committing to waiting for someone, or you're committed to staying energetically devoted to that person, you know what I mean? And then for some of you, you're like, I kind of want to see if I can put myself out there, because you're longing for this kind of tenderness so much. It's not like you're not okay with yourself or by yourself. I think that you are. I think that's important to recognize that, because I think that you've done a lot of work on yourself. Maybe you've been even getting news that there's an opportunity for, you know, new love to come around, but you're just sitting here going, okay, like, when's this opportunity coming? I know I got some good karma coming towards me. Come on. So what do we need to know here, Spirit, that I'm not seeing? What do you want to tell us about this? Pile 2. Oh, 2 of Swords in reverse. Yeah, you're stuck in a place where you don't know exactly what direction to take. You think about the past a lot. You kind of relive past experiences, maybe with someone in particular, but you kind of reanalyze and relive some stuff over and over, kind of. For some of you, it's almost like you feel comfortable where you are, and you're like, okay, yeah, I know, I'm comfortable where I am, and then as some time goes by, things don't really evolve or change in some kind of way, and it makes you get back to this place, and you're like, here I am again. You know, for some of you, there's someone in particular that you're thinking about kind of letting go or releasing or walking away from, and you just haven't quite decided if that's what you want to do, because you still have this person very much so attached to you. You're not getting your needs met there, you know, in that way. You're not connecting with anyone around you in that kind of way, and you're missing that. the Devil. You feel kind of trapped. The Five of Cups in reverse. You feel like you're in a place to where you've kind of made amends, that you've lost this person or you could be losing this person. You've kind of went through that sadness. You've built yourself back up, you know, so many times that you kind of feel like you're ready to let this go if it has to be let go. You remind yourself of this, I feel like, a lot. And the Three of Swords in reverse. You forgive. There's forgiveness here. You know, there's healing that has transpired from feeling the pain and the heartbreak. And it's like you question that to yourself. You think, is it time for me to move on now? Is it time for me to... There's two things here, guys, that you're thinking about a lot. There's so many 2s and 3s here. And a 5, you know. I think that the main things that are on your mind are making a choice, trying to find balance for yourself, and leaving something else behind that's not fulfilling in any kind of way. And I don't want to say it's not fulfilling in any kind of way. I do feel like it is, but it's just you're not getting your needs met. And so you feel like this trapped energy where you don't want to make the wrong decision, but you know that if you needed to kind of walk away from this and do this for yourself, then you've done the healing, you know, and you can forgive this person, or you forgive the situation, or get on past the separation of things. And I don't think that was anything that was easy for you by all means. Look at this, the 8 of Swords in reverse. You've gotten past the fear of the pain. It's more familiar to you now because you've been feeling it for so long. You've already you've gotten over this loss here, you know. You've coped with this pain that you felt, this separation that you felt, the heartbreak that you went through, and you've healed, and you've faced your fear, or you can face your fear. I think that y'all have developed a lot of faith in yourself, and you feel as if you are the key. You can get yourself out of any kind of upset emotional energy. You can get yourself out of it. You know this, but then you're trapped here when making a decision, because I think you don't want to let something or someone go completely. Why is this 2 of Swords in reverse? I'm starting to lose my voice. The 9 of Cups, it's a wish fulfillment. You're having a hard time making a decision because there's a wish that you're happy here. You are happy here. But it's the 9 of Cups. So you're happy with this person. You're just not emotionally or fulfilled with this person. You're happy you got this kind of wish here with this person. But in some ways you think back, boy, that was a wish. Was that a wish fulfillment? Sorry guys, there it goes. My voice is going. Y'all got the sun coming in too. It's early morning and the sun's right here. There's a lot of blue here. There's a lot of emotions into this person, into this wish that you had. So it's really hard to kind of release it. That's why it's so hard to move. Why is the Devil here? The Queen of Pentacles in reverse. There's an energy of you feeling trapped and not being able to ground something here. You don't feel the support. You don't feel grounded. For some of you, it's kind of just you feel trapped because you feel like this person is just gonna, their memory will always kind of be with you no matter what. For some of you, you just feel like there's no way out of where you are. Goodness, I'm gonna have to get some water here. This is Taurus energy for me, Capricorn here as well, but these are both earthy energies, so there's a lot to do with you grounding this whole kind of decision down, and how you don't feel confident in that. You don't feel confident in this decision to let this go completely. Why is the Five of Cups here in reverse? The Three of Wands. There's also something here that if you feel like you're kind of you're giving more emotionally in a connection than someone else is, or maybe you just haven't seen this person in a really long time. That's why this is laying on you. This is part of why you feel trapped, and part of what you have this inner knowing that this is not something that's good for you. To kind of, the Queen of Pentacles, she's in reverse when she realizes that she maybe is over giving and she needs to kind of sit back, because it's not good for her. She doesn't have what it is that she needs in order to kind of give anything. And you're realizing that the more you're giving to something here, almost kind of the more fear that it puts on you, or the more buildup, once you keep building this attachment, you know that it's something that you're going to have to get through or get over. And the longer it's kind of built up inside of you, the harder it will be to find someone else, or to find a relationship that you want, or to let go of this person. And this Five of Cups here in reverse, again with this Three of Wands, you know, it's like you're waiting. You're waiting for this feeling to kind of just show up where you just feel completely over this person. I'm good. I can move forward now. There's the King of Cups. There you go. The bottom of the deck, Scorpio energy. And it's like you're having to kind of get through disappointments that you had and move forward, knowing that it's the best thing for you. The Nine of Cups is a wish fulfillment. It brings in a lot of happiness, where it's like you really indulgent in that, but it doesn't last. It has to go to the Ten of Cups, which is the spiritual and emotional support and fulfillment and the dream that you have. And it's like you're kind of very afraid because you've gotten yourself built up to this point, and now you may have to kind of release where you are because you know that it's not giving you what you need. It's a new level of self-love, guys. And I think that you're kind of choosing between if you should. It's almost like if you should just kind of stop hoping for something completely, or if you should still kind of remain a little hopeful for something. What's the best thing to do here? Is this hope that I'm carrying? Is this faith that I have in this? Is it hurting me or is it helping me? You know? And there's a struggle back and forth with that. Why is this Three of Swords in the reverse? I have the Chariot in the reverse. You've kind of healed this whole, you feel like you've kind of healed this whole kind of aspect of you getting your emotions in control and getting past pain, past heartbreak, forgiveness. You know, you've gotten to this place. But then there is this part of you that you know kind of comes in about where you feel a little bit of resentment that you've kind of came this far here, and you have all these kind of realizations that are taking place. It looks like there's all these 3 swords. So for some of you, you feel like this person has kind of walked away from you for someone else. And there's a little bit of resentment that's kind of building in with that, where you still haven't fully got your emotions in check when it comes to that situation. You're still feeling some pain from that. I think that you're doing probably better with that than what you were. But this is recognizing that you know how to kind of push yourself through this. You know, it's also about you forgiving yourself, for some of you, for at times when you weren't emotionally in control. And when you may have acted off of your emotional impulses and creating more pain for yourself because of that. There's a level of you forgiving yourself here that's a part of this spread that you need to kind of... How do they forgive themselves for that? Recognizing how far you've came recognizing how much you value yourself, and you would forgive your friend if they came to you in this way. So you need to forgive yourself just the same. Anything that you would do for someone that you love, you should be doing for yourself already. Why is the 8 of Swords here in reverse? You have the 10 of Pentacles. There's a fear of losing things here. It's almost like you're getting out of this is a really different kind of way that I'm feeling this. You have this ability to kind of realize that everything that you want, that you've been kind of wanting, everything that you need in your heart is something that's going to transpire for you if you can just release yourself from fear that you could lose someone or something, and allow everything to unfold in a natural kind of way. Whatever kind of spirit has in store for you can unfold in a natural way, and you kind of release the control and allow that to take place, even if it's not exactly what you desired for yourself. Even if it's letting go of someone that's important to you because you feel like you're doing what's best for yourself, or you're doing what's best of what you feel guided to do, and that it's time to kind of release a situation, or that you have to release a situation. In order to get this 10 of Pentacles that you want, you have to face the fear of what you have to kind of release to receive it. You can only have 10 Pentacles. That's the ultimate, right? So if Spirit's trying to give you 10 Pentacles and you're still holding on to 1, it's like you have 9 Pentacles. You know, you're happy with here, but you don't have your 10. And it's like you can either stay here with this 9, where you know you don't feel fully fulfilled in this, or you can let go so that Spirit can come in and you can face that fear of letting go so that you can have your 10. It's like trying to manifest a abundance for yourself in love even, and you constantly have someone else in mind that you don't feel like you can build here with. And every time you kind of think about, boy, I really want this 10 of Pentacles in my life, and I want to have something grounded like this in my life, But every time you think about that, in the back of your head, you say, well, if this person, if it was this person, then I would be okay with that. It's conflicting, because here you are fighting to kind of detach and heal and release and all this stuff. But then, and you want this, but then when you daydream, it's about the one that you're trying to detach and release from. Those two forces don't mix. You know, you're fighting against yourself in a way. It's like you need to recognize that you need to release this person in order to get what it is that you need completely. It's almost like Spirit saying, don't manifest with someone particular in mind. Just manifest this abundance that you want for yourself, and then just kind of see how that unfolds for you. We'll get some future energies to see. But let's get more into this real quick. Why is the Two of Swords in reverse with the Nine of Cups? The Knight of Cups. There's that emotional connection or support that you're looking for. It's in reverse. So why is the Devil here with the Queen of Pentacles in reverse? The Hermit. Going on that journey, trying to search for yourself and what you need. Why is the Five of Cups in reverse with the Three of Wands? The High Priestess. The inner knowing that you have. Why is the Three of Swords in reverse with the Chariot? The Nine of Wands. This is the difficulty here. Boy, I've had moments like that. Kids just arguing with each other in the background, and me just like, I've had enough. Look at all this red here. All these red flags here. This healing. Why is the Eight of Swords here in reverse with the Ten of Pentacles? The Two of Wands. Wow. Planning for your future and what it is that you want. You have the King of Wands, the bottom of the deck. I love this King of Wands. Fiery feller, isn't he? You have the Two of Wands in reverse here. So that's having that significant change take place. And the Wheel of Fortune, there's what you're looking for. The Wheel of Fortune is here. That's what they're kind of saying here. Is that, yeah, it's here. It's here. You know, we know you're still waiting. The sand hasn't quite made it completely through yet. The Seven of Wands, let down your defenses here. You have to let down your defenses and be completely honest with yourself. If you really want to have something different for yourself, then you need to have this radical change take place. Release some of the burdens here and step into your power. This King of Wands is Aries energy, self-focused. I don't think that you're detaching from this person as far as the love that you have for them or the bond that you share, if you do. You're detaching from the idea of the wish fulfillment with this person. There's a big difference there. I think that's what you need to kind of realize. There's a balance that's into that. Now, y'all could be very intuitive or very spiritual or very wise when it comes to your intuition and your inner knowing, because you have this High Priestess as your middle of the deck, middle of the spread. But then you underneath that is this Five of Cups in reverse with Three of Wands. So it's like you already have this deep inner knowing that you can move on past this if and when you are ready. You know you're ready. You know that you can detach from this sadness or this loss that you feel. You know that you can take that on. I don't know necessarily that this person is willing to give you what it is that you want. Or maybe this person just hasn't come back around. But you have this Knight of Cups here in reverse. So this is someone this wish fulfillment was not what you expected, or it never came, or it just didn't end in this romantic offer like you anticipated in a way. For some of you, this person could even promised you kind of certain things that never kind of played out. It's like you kind of waited for that to unfold, but it kind of just kept you stuck in that space. That's one of the reasons that you're staying where you are. It's always having hope that it will come back around. or something will happen again, but it just keeps you stuck. So you've had this epiphany of this, and you're realizing that you've been keeping yourself kind of trapped for no reason. This person's not giving you what it is that you need or deserve, and you need to take that truth and that lantern and go on that search to figure that out, what it is that you actually want for yourself. Taking care of yourself, you know. You already have this ability to know that you can go after what it is that you want. That's not an issue for you at all. You know that, you feel good about who you are and what you kind of represent or what you can bring. This here is really heavy when it comes to you blaming yourself for things. For some of you, there could have been kind of a third party thing here, or for some of you, there could have been I think for some of you, there's things that you've just kind of done that you're not just particularly proud of, the way that you've acted or the way that you've expressed yourself or whatever's transpired here. And that's something that kind of lays on you that you struggle with like immensely. And you're trying to, it's a struggle for some of you to kind of take the reins on your emotions and move in a positive direction past this Three of Swords. But you haven't give up that you can't do that. You know you can do that. Even though you may have this conflict here and mentally about it, and the harmony that you feel with making that decision, and how you're going to have to kind of go through that process of release and acceptance. But you can do that. Forgiving yourself is the biggest way, I think, to move forward there. And then this right here, this Two of Wands. This is awesome. Look at this. You have your Two of Wands. That's making plans for the future. That's moving forward, right, for yourself. Not feeling trapped anymore. For some of you, you may be meeting someone here. We're going to get some future energies, though. For some of you, you may be connecting with someone but this is about you realizing that you've kind of kept yourself stuck from getting what it is that you really want or you really deserve, and that it's time to kind of go after that. You have loneliness here. Wow. That's exactly this energy of touch and true love. I saw true love when it came out. It flipped out this way, so I knew already this is going to be a part of it. But these two fit together so well. And wait till I read them and you'll understand what I mean. I'm going to read loneliness first because I feel like this is significant of where you are. When you stop fearing your loneliness, you stop settling for less than you deserve. This is this awareness that you're coming into. May I embrace and love my solitude. And that's when kindred spirits finally come. This is all about you embracing this solitude and not kind of, you feel lonely because you're holding on to something that is not what it is. That's why you feel lonely. It has nothing to do with who you are as a person and being alone. You feel lonely because you're clinging on to this over here that's not giving you what it is that you need. It's not because you don't deserve what you need. It's not because you can't go get what it is that you need. It's because you're clinging on to something that isn't giving you what you need. Does that make sense? It sounds so simple, doesn't it? That's why you're feeling this loneliness here. True love. Your wholeness and safety lie within, not from a partner, But this solidarity actually leads to the deepest intimacy for you to stop using others. Let me stand on my own feet, dear Lord, and know true love. This is about you having this experience and not trying to constantly reach for and try to get something from someone that's not offering it to you. Longing for that when it's not being given to you. You know, the line for the emotion or the water hasn't even been set up yet. You know, you're not getting anything from that in the way that you need it. Not emotional support or companionship in that way. You may be giving that, but realistically, you're not getting it from that person in the same way. That's why you're feeling the way that you do. When you finally step into that knowing, I think part of what's laying on you is you know what you have to do, what's best for you here. That's part of what's kind of laying on you moving forward. That's why you're in pain, and that's why you're struggling, is because you know you need to do what's best for you. You've done the self-healing work. You know you have to do that. That's why it's so painful. You know you have to kind of release this. It's not because you can't decide, because you have this wish fulfillment you don't want to let go of. It's you're experiencing this pain because you know that you have to surrender this. Okay. I'm going to get some eyes in to look into future energies, and then I'm going to get some cards to lay on top of this for advice, okay? So this is like 3 to 6 months window. Energy always changes, always shifts. It just kind of depends on everything around us, right? So keep that in mind. But I want to see significant changes here in the near future for you. What are those? Of all things, you know? Well, you're going to get the touch that you want. A strong, passionate, physical connection with someone. So that's something that's going to be coming in for you. What else? Significant changes for Paul. 2 challenges. Negative and unhealthy obstacles are upon you. Be careful. That challenge might be that. And healing. Right on top of that, 3 of Swords in reverse, which means healing. So that's kind of cool. A time for reflection. Prayers will help you in your situation. What else? Express. Heart-to-heart conversation. Wisdom is at the bottom of the deck with new love and spiritual. And soulmates here. Hope for a soulmate. Maybe you'll stop obsessing over, and spirit will kind of bring you new love. This is important here for you. Let the accumulation of your life experience guide you to your decision. They're wanting you to use everything it is that you know, and stay kind of in this place to where you're taking the lead here. You're driving the chaos. You know, you're taking control of the chaos and moving forward. I want to get some of these to put on top of these cards to get it more in depth before I tell y'all what I'm seeing so far. I do feel like this strong, passionate connection that you feel with someone here is the biggest challenge that you have. But healing past that, and you know, having that heart-to-heart conversation with yourself. For some of you, it could be this particular person, you know, you're having to have that conversation with, why you feel the need to kind of detach. I just saw sacrifice and fear and forgiveness. It's almost like you're worried about sacrificing this connection over in fear of this person not forgiving you, or you losing this connection. So tell me, why sexual union here? Daydream. That Nine of Cups there. And self-worth, guys. Look at that. Wow. Awesome. Yep, that's it. It's like, this is what you want. You want to feel this intense connection with this person, but you also are stepping into your worth, you know, and this is that internal battle that you're feeling that we talked about. Wise challenges here. Differences. Yep. The challenge here is that the two of you don't want the same things. You know, this person's not going to give you what it is that you're looking for. You know, maybe they don't want to, maybe they can't, maybe they're not in a position to do that, maybe you haven't talked to this person in a while, whatever the reason, that Knight's not coming in with that Cup of Love, right? And maybe there are some significant differences between you and this person, and those are the challenges that you have to overcome. Why is healing here? Why is healing here? Wow, you have healing and healing. This is the number 3, which you have here, this time machine. There's something here in the past, and it has to do with yourself, I feel, for most of you, and how you've kind of reacted to something that you need to heal past. You need to reflect on that so that you can have forgiveness within yourself and move forward. It's part of what's keeping you kind of stuck. In a way, someone new is not going to come in the way that you want if you are holding on to this resentment for yourself, with yourself, a shameful energy that's here. Wise express. Mask. Yeah. You may have been in this position with this person, or if you haven't been connecting with this person, then you're just in a position to where you don't know this person the same way that you once did, and having that realization of that is kind of sitting with you. But for others of you, this is literally having this heart-to-heart with this other person that you may be detaching in a way because you don't feel like that you're getting, you know, what it is that you need from that, or you need to kind of detach and move on. For some of you, this is about you feeling like you can't be completely authentic to who you really are in this partnership or this connection, because you're not getting to really play out everything it is that you need. It's not getting reciprocated in any kind of way, and you're needing to kind of move forward with that. I'm going to use one of these. I don't know why I feel drawn to these to ask a question. What would Paul, give me some advice here for Paul too. What would they say to themselves? What would they say to themselves? Look at that. You deserve better. What would they say to themselves? What would Paul 2 say to themselves? Don't treat me the way that you do. I don't deserve it. I'm going to leave that there. I can't make a decision. Okay, so this is what you need to be kind of saying to yourself. Look, they have hurt me. Okay. There are things that you may still be holding on to with people from your past that have significantly hurt you. I don't think that there's a whole lot I need to say about that, to be honest with you. I feel like I need to get y'all extra spirit message card though. So let's do that. Yeah, you can't make a decision here, but you deserve better and you know it. Don't treat yourself the way that you do because you know that you don't deserve it. That's for some of you. Any kind of negative self-talk that's going on about what it is that you've done, that you've kind of put shame on yourself for. Don't treat yourself that way because you do not deserve that. All of us do shameful things. Every one of us. There is no one perfect. I knew this one guy that was perfect, and they crucified him for that. So, you know, nobody is. It's the fact that you have to kind of don't talk to yourself or treat yourself in that kind of way, because you know that you make mistakes like everyone else makes mistakes. You can't always be 100% strong and gentle. You don't ask that from you wouldn't ask that from someone else. Don't ask that from yourself. You know, I would never tell my kids, now listen, you are always meant to be strong, and don't ever cry. Don't ever get upset. Don't you dare do any of that stuff. That's so shameful. Don't act that way, which is sad because some parents are this way, or grew up like this. Don't ever do any of that. No. I mean, why would you put those kind of expectations on yourself that you know that you're not going to be able to hold up? And maybe you've screwed up more than people around you. Who cares? Who really cares? You know what? You screwed up more, and if you bounce back from that, that's something that's bigger that you bounce back from than other people around you did. I mean, it all depends on your mindset and how you're looking at that. You need to forgive yourself and heal that. What's a card here for Paul 2, please? Right in my lap. Embrace this moment. Yeah, you need to get out of that time machine, guys. Self-love is at the bottom of the deck. I'm going to take that one. And gratitude is here as well. There's a difference in being grateful. I've said this in my last reading, I think. Being grateful and feeling grateful. Huge difference. And tell yourself you're grateful for things all day long. I'm grateful, but feeling it was what makes the difference. Embrace this moment. Embrace this day, this very moment. Think positively today and repel those negative thoughts. Try not to judge yourself or others. This may be harder than you think. What is actually happening is that you're changing your energy. Don't judge this other person because they can't give you what it is you feel like you need. They might not be in any kind of position to offer that to you. They could be going and dealing with their own things. They could be at a different kind of level of love and what they want versus what you want. The things that you feel and want may not be as important to that person right now as they are to you. There's a different level of understanding of what each other needs here. And sometimes we have to kind of go our separate ways if it's making us feel in that devil energy, if it's making us feel trapped, if it's making us feel not good, it's creating some toxicities. We have to release that. We need to get out of it. Now, if you're in a committed kind of relationship, it's different. There's mending that takes place there. And maybe you can mend that with this person in understanding that they're not in a position to give you what you need. Even if you don't know the reason. If they're telling you they can't, believe them. If they're not calling you back, if they're not reaching out to you, whatever that is, believe that. Believe in that. Stay in this moment here so that you can create your own happiness. What is actually happening is that you're changing your energy. This is what needs to happen here. And self-love. Now is the time to love, nurture, and heal yourself. Self-love is not simply a state of mind about feeling good. It's a state of appreciation for yourself that grows and matures from actions that you take to support your body, mind, and soul. That is very, very, very important in this reading. That right there sums up this whole entire reading. That's why you're hurting so bad, is because you know this. Because you're struggling with letting something go, letting someone go, because you love this person, versus loving yourself and what you need to do is best for you. It's a state of appreciation for yourself that grows and matures from actions that you take to support your body, mind, and soul. And that's what all this whole reading is about. Postcard from Spirit. Oh, give me a good one, please. I know they're all good, but no. I was struggling to kind of get some of those to come out. My fingers are sticking to the cards. Okay, one, thank you. You are not alone. Pile 1 said the same thing. I don't know if it was the same card. No, this one's different. But Pile 1 said you are not alone as well. Interesting. Oh, it just fell right out of my hand, didn't it? You have this angel here that's blowing her trumpet like you're being called to judgment. You're being called to awaken to this. Okay. Dearest you, there are times that you get lost but refuse to see the part in things. Happens to everyone. Something feels familiar but sort of off. If you're feeling confused, it's best to throw away that map you're using, which only lets you navigate based off your past experiences. Look at this here, guys, how funny. You have this map that she's looking at, and this is the Three of Wands. Do you see? So, just the same kind of meaning behind it. That isn't what you need right now. Instead, take a deep breath and open to the truth. A desire to stay in the denial means that part of you doesn't want to be responsible for the pattern that shows up in your life. Yes, this is the right time to wake up and start again. By the way, you'll always get another chance. You have unlimited chances to start again. We love you so much. We really do. Be gentle with yourself. Coming out of denial is like being temporarily blinded by the sun-bright lights. Allow your eyes to adjust. Carry on, special one. A beautiful life awaits. Oh my God, that card got me all choked up at the end. Because they know, that you have this beautiful life here that awaits you. You're just kind of stuck in this place of, you're just kind of a little lost right now, that's all. When you first get hit in the face with something that you didn't see or realize before, when it comes to self-love, and you kind of realize you've been denying yourself of that even. When you first get hit in the face with that, saying, you're blinded by that super light brights, but you need to allow your eyes to adjust. It's okay that you're being kind of hard on yourself right now, in a way. It's okay. You just forgive yourself for being hard on yourself. Forgive yourself for the inability to detach and do what's best for yourself. Just do that and then carry on. Special one, it says. Okay, there's some charms in here as well that I've added to this. So let's see. Initials and charms. Of course, yes, you have the line and the shell. This is a representation of strength, and this here I think is kind of telling you too, you have the strength to kind of get out of your shell here, to do something different. But the shells also kind of go with the flow of the ocean and the currents on the bottom of the water, and this is kind of representing that as well. It's time for you to step into that fully. Even if you felt like you were there before, you haven't fully detached in that way. Surrendering, having that patience and having that courage has been a big part of your journey. And now it's time to kind of have as much as you can to give this over to Spirit and surrender this, so that you can just be in the flow and allow things to kind of, allow that current to take you home, right? We have H, S, A, M, T, J, TJ, and U. There's just here. Just do it already. Just do it. We also have gate right here. G-A-T-E, gated. Wow. Just gated. Okay. For some of you, we also have ham here. I don't know how that's relevant, but there you go. A ham. Just ham-a-gate. Ham-a-gated. I don't know what that means. I really want to make something fit though. So part of what I'm kind of getting from this, or gathering from this, we also have math. No, yes we do. We have math here. So you've done the math. That's what they're saying. For those of you that are still kind of connected with someone here, recognize that you don't have to completely detach from this person. You just have to detach the wish fulfillment that you had with this person. Detach from putting all your happiness into this wish fulfillment that you had. That's all. You can still be guarded here. You can still create this kind of gate around you, this guard around you. Know where your boundaries lie. You don't have to completely let go. Look at this as kind of a gift. On Christmas we gift each other hams sometimes. Look at this as a gift in a way, and know that if you can't do that, then you can't do that, and that's fine too. It depends on, everybody's going to be a little bit different there of what they can kind of be around and what they can't. You need to stated the facts. Some of y'all may be moving to Georgia. I see that on here for some reason. You're guided here, is what they're saying. Anything else? State what it is that you really want. Maybe that's something that you've never done before completely. Stated exactly what it is that you really want from someone. If you need to do that in order to kind of know if you need to release this or not, then do that. If you need to tell this person, this, especially if you're already with this person and you're not getting that fulfillment, and say, this is, I feel this, and this. I mean, they're not going to know until you tell them. So if you haven't done that, maybe that's something you need to do first before you detach, and give them an opportunity to kind of mend that. That's not going to resonate for everybody, but that's something that's coming up. Okay, I'm going to hold this up so y'all can see them. I'm sure there's a lot more here with these letters, but it's been a pretty long reading, so I'm going to let y'all take this one. 8 is right there. Okay, I'm going to quit looking at it. Maybe. Yep, I'm done. Okay, so that's all I have, guys. Thanks for being here, guys. Thanks for all your love, all your support, and all your kindness. I see Saturday. Says there's not a Y. Yep, and that's it. Hope to see you soon. Bye. So there's some interesting things here before we turn these over. I want to talk about this for a second with growth. So the number 3 is representing growth, and y'all are pile 3, so how close that sync. And then also this yellow is the solar plexus. So this reading may have something to do with your fears with growing, or your ability to have your willpower in order to grow or move forward, maintaining that. There could be some shadow parts that come into this about maybe a loss of control even when it comes to your growth, or how things kind of can grow and be put together. So I think this is what your reading is going to be focused on here. That's also sun energy, so wanting to be successful, or wanting to have clarity, or step into the feeling of gratitude and joy, So we're going to start over here. I'm going to turn both these over because I already saw that one because it kind of flipped over when I was shuffling it. You have Roots of Abundance, number 2, and the Fates, number 17. This is like a wish that you have here. For some of you, this could look in the way of just a relationship This could also look in the way of something that you've been planting roots with, someone that you've been planting roots with, or something that you've been planting roots with here. And in your abundance and wanting to kind of grow and wanting to take off and using the knowledge that you've gained up until this point to kind of do that. Trying to find balance in how to grow moving forward is something else that's coming up here. This is something that you've had your heart kind of set on. This wish that you've tried to kind of fulfill for yourself is something that you're trying to ground now into reality. And I think there may be a little bit of struggle with some things that you know that you can't exactly control. So if this involves anyone else, you can't control the other person, or if this involves you kind of taking a leap and not really knowing, but knowing that you've gotten to this point where now it's time for you to do that, take a risk. That's something that's here as well, and trying to ground that into your reality. You know, this is like heavy temperance kind of energy is what I'm seeing. And this is actually the star with the number 17, and this is high priestess energy here with the number 2. So it's almost like you have this inner knowing that this wish that you have is something that's going to be fulfilled, and you're going to be able to kind of make this into a reality. So also have love. So for some of you, this has to do with love. This is the number 47. So sorry, I know I was just like paused, but I think George is on my bed asleep. I think he was dreaming. Yeah, and this is what we're talking about here. Like you have this dream. It's almost like it's real because it's that it's coming into reality. The dream that you have is actually taking hold. And there's some fears that kind of come along with that, but it could have to do with love, guys, or something that you've just put a lot of effort into, a lot of love into. This is the wild rose fairy, by the way, but this 47 here is now, and you feel like everything is coming into alignment, and you can finally kind of have that foundation here, or ground yourself in the way that you need to. We're going to look at this at the end. This is going to be your advice card. I'm going to pull some tarot. We're going to use this is new. It's called the Awakened Tarot. It's really pretty. It's almost like you've been waiting for the key to something. Like you just needed the wisdom or acknowledgement, or so you've been waiting for something and you finally have that thing, and now it's time for you to kind of take action. It's like you're breaking free. It may be something that is totally outside of your normal. You know, it may be something that's completely different from where you thought you would be, or what you thought you wanted, or something to this nature with this wild rose that's here. Something that you can't necessarily control completely. With this being that the solar plexus energy there, that's also kind of representing your gut feeling. That's where your gut feeling, your gut instincts kind of take place. It's like this feeling of like, okay, this is what we've been preparing for, right? And now that you've gotten to this point, it's like when somebody wants to achieve something and I just saw a bluebird out the window, guys. It's when somebody wants to achieve something and they start to take action on that. They start to take a direction. Okay, so this is how I can do this. They make the plan, and it's a dream that they have. They start to build towards that in a certain kind of way, and they're realizing as they go, wow, this thing that it was just a dream, is actually something that I feel like is becoming more and more into a reality. And that's scary, because this is something that's totally different that I didn't think that would even be possible. And now that it is possible, what do I do with it now? Like, where do I go from here? Okay, so let's get some tarot. Okay. Well, they're just gonna throw it right at me here. We have the 9 of Wands. This is that go energy I was feeling. and the Hierophant. So a plan of what it is that you want. You have the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. And the Hermit in reverse. Huh. This is I feel like, fear that's coming into play. And Two of Cups in reverse. So if this is a romantic relationship, I don't know why I had to say romantic, but for some of you maybe needed to hear that. But a relationship anyways. It's like you've had to sit with yourself and acknowledge the fact that this is something that may not play out in the way that you want it to, but you're willing to kind of step out there and take that risk regardless. This is about you wanting to grow something with someone, like grow a relationship. For others of you, this is just getting over this fear. It's almost like whatever has happened up until this point, you've kind of coped with, and you've brought yourself back into balance with, and you feel like there was some negative things that you had to kind of overcome that weren't so fortunate for you, and how possibly relationships have treated you in the past and how you've kind of overcome those relationships. Tell me about the Knight of Wands that's here. You have the Eight of Pentacles. You're ready to kind of move forward and make progress here. That's more of that growth. Why is the Hierophant here? The Seven of Pentacles. So this is, you've been working on this, trying to structure this and understand this and bring this into balance for a long time. This is something that you've been waiting for, this investment to kind of give you this success here. Why is the Wheel of Fortune here in reverse? The Ten of Pentacles in reverse. So there is something that you're going to have to, I feel like there's an idea behind something here that you don't feel like that you have to walk away from, that it does bring in this, well, it's unfortunate that I have to walk away from this Ten of Pentacles. It's unfortunate that this isn't coming together in the way that I wanted it to. Or it's unfortunate that, you know, I've gotten through my cycles of bad karma that's playing out because of me losing a situation. It's almost like, if you feel like you've lost something, especially a partnership, it's something that you don't want to kind of transpire. You feel like that would be, it's basically you facing that fear. That's what it is. It's you kind of finally putting yourself in a place to where you look at it and go, there's a chance that this is not going to work out in the way that I want it to, and I could lose everything. You have two tens back to back. Why is the Hermit here in reverse? Justice. You have found peace with this, understanding. Why is the Two of Cups in reverse? Look at that, there's your leap. For some of you, you're taking a leap towards a partnership here that has not been equal, or that there's some kind of disconnection that's going on here. This is taking a leap towards love, knowing that that's exactly what it is, a risk. There's more to that though. Why is the Two of Cups in reverse with the Fool? The Five of Wands in reverse. You took a chance here for some of you on a relationship that it didn't play out, and now you've kind of went your separate ways. You've kind of respected each other's differences. For others of you, this is taking a risk on someone that you're disconnected with, knowing that there are differences between the two of you. And that there are obstacles here that you'll have to overcome in order to obtain this Two of Cups that you want. Why is the Hermit in reverse with the Justice? The Lovers. This is this, guys. This is this knowing that you've, oh, good grief. I'm just gonna get these to stay still. You have created this, you're coming out of this hermit mode here, of this having to sit and think about things. I've sat here and thought about this for a long time, about how I want to invest into this and how this makes sense to me. I know that if I take this opportunity, there is a heavy risk here that I could lose everything, and karma will come back around, you know, in not a good way. But then there's this here where you've been thinking about this and been contemplating on this, and you're coming out of this isolation knowing that this is someone that you feel the soulmate connection here with, and that's something that internally is kind of justified for you. You have this gut feeling that this is a relationship that you want. You have this here, like I said, that solar plexus is where that gut feeling kind of comes from, and that's what I'm talking about here, because you don't need to go on the hermit. You don't need to go on that journey to search for the truth. You already have that truth, that you feel this connection here. But there are obstacles here. This is risk-taking energy that I'm feeling. You want to you feel inspired or feel the need to kind of move towards this, to work on this, to make progress, you know, grow. For some of you, this could be, hold on, that won't come out. Good grief. For some of you, this could be disconnecting with people around you, or family even, or letting go of certain things that you have so that you can kind of move towards something new. And you have to kind of justify what it is that you really desire to do. So there's things that you'll have to leave behind. Why is the Wheel of Fortune and the Ten of Pentacles both in reverse? The Ace of Swords in reverse. So this is when you're moving towards a direction where you have no idea how it's going to work out. You do not have you can't see clearly how things are going to go. It's going to either be one way or another, I feel like, to one extreme or the other. But you have the Fool here. That's all about, that's why that's a risk. Such a heavy risk. Why is the Hierophant here with this? Okay. This rolled out in my hand. 2 sixes. Wow. You have the Six of Pentacles in reverse with the 6 of Wands. To clarify, the 7 of Pentacles in the Hierophant. There's something here around you, surroundings that are around you, or a certain kind of structure that's built up around you, foundation that's been kind of giving to you, or you've been giving to it, but it hasn't necessarily been giving back to you in the same kind of way. This is also representing how it's possible that you want to be successful or triumph over feeling like you're not being capable of giving, only receiving in certain situations at this time, especially for those of you where this is kind of more of a career job, something to that nature, or just within yourself, just having this feeling like you want to give, but you kind of can't, especially to a partnership or a situation here, but trying to kind of wait to have success so that you can kind of give back to a situation or give back to someone. It's funny, you go from 6 to 7 to 8 here. Then you have 9 here. 10, 11, and 1, 2, 3 would be here. 4's not here. You're missing the stability, the security, and that's why this is such a risk. This may be something that's very difficult for you because you're someone that you need to find that you need to feel safe in making decisions, and taking a risk is not something that's easy. That's why it's such a heavy obstacle here. You're searching for that stability. Why is the Knight of Wands and the Eight of Pentacles here? The Queen of Wands in reverse. So you have a Knight and a Queen here. There could be an age gap between you and this person. Or you could just feel like you aren't, you could feel like you don't have the same kind of courage that this person does, or the same kind of strength that this person does in how they value themselves or see themselves to some extent. Or you don't feel like this is someone that almost kind of you necessarily deserve in some kind of way. Like this is someone that, I don't know if there's something to do with differences here where you feel kind of below this person to some kind of way, okay? That's why this success is here. And that's why this chance is so heavy, because you feel like this person maybe definitely doesn't need you, but may want you, and knowing that they don't need you, that's that number 4 we're missing, knowing that they're already secure within themselves, which the Queen of Wands is that way, is something that it makes you feel unsteady. Because if someone doesn't need you, then they're not going to hold on as tightly to you or attach to you the same way that you might them, and that's a risk of getting hurt. But there's also an idea here that you don't want to miss this fortunate wheel of opportunity, right? You don't want to lose that. This Queen of Wands is where you want to work on building your, growing and building your courage for some of you, and being able to take, knowing that you're good enough to take certain directions or risk in your life and that they'll play out in your favor. That's something that you're trying to work on within yourself. Growing that ability to value who you are and be, you know, the Queen of Wands goes after what she wants because she knows she deserves it. And that's kind of what you're trying to grow here. So you're kind of stepping out of your comfort zone and taking risk. Anything else that I'm missing here? What about the Lovers? Can you give me a clarifier for that? Ooh. We have the Tower. Another 16, another 6. So this is something that this connection here has completely changed. I feel like changed the way you see relationships. I feel like this connection is feels completely validated as well. It's something that you feel like is purposeful. It has woken you up to what it is that you really want. I feel like what you feel like you deserve and want in your life. There's a level of balance that goes into this relationship. The Lovers and Justice are both representing that balance. And this is a Tower moment that's here, I'm seeing. Obviously, but I mean, this is the actual moment. This is you coming out of this hermit energy, this isolation, and shaking things up in a relationship. Bringing justice to the plate. Anything else I'm missing? The Nine of Pentacles in reverse. You may have felt not good enough. I'm telling you, this keeps coming out. This is a lack of self-worth. You may have not felt like you've you've had anything to offer to this relationship in the past. Whoa. So we have the Three of Cups and the Eight of Cups that just fell out. So there's an emotional attachment to this connection that you feel with this person. This is also representing this is about a celebration, the Three of Cups. It's about getting together and celebrating and uniting with one another in friendship and harmony and all this kind of fun stuff here. This could be you going back to a situation like this, or you wanting to get back to this kind of energy with someone that you may feel disconnected with, but you haven't felt like you've been in a place to be able to kind of do that. You're also feeling this lack from what connection you do have with someone. So if this is someone that's just a friend, it's like you're emotionally attached to them in a way that brings up some possible shadow work within inside of you. But the other thing is that being around this person in a way, you're attached to them, but you haven't felt quite good enough because of the way that you see this person. Okay, I'm going to do something a little different for you guys. You have the Hanged Man in reverse. I think the Hanged Man here for you is in reverse because I think that you've changed your perspective of how you see. Look at that Queen of Pentacles sticking herself out. You have the Page of Wands, the King of Swords. There's the Ace of Cups. You feel a connection here, an emotional connection here with somebody. It's almost like you look at this person in a way of, if they're not giving to me, I understand why they're not giving to me. Sending this person some sort of message of opportunity that you don't want to kind of miss here. And it's like you're wanting to do that. You've just been waiting to have everything it is that you need in order to do that. You want to shift things, you want to shake things up, or you want to change perspective here. Guys, and if this isn't you, I'm picking up on your person, I guess. Sometimes the energies can be switched. Since we're talking about two people in y'all's reading, this is where it's taking us. Let's get some of these. I'm going to see what you would say to this person. These are new, by the way. They're called the Love Oracles, heart-shaped fortune-telling cards. You can get them on Amazon. What would you say to this person if you could say anything? Sexual desire. Okay, so that's the Knight of Wands, if anything. He comes in very passionate. And you have the Queen of Wands there. So you're highly attracted to this person. So what else would you say to this person if you could say anything? You're coming in fast and hot and heavy, let's say that. The way I have you was wrong. This is what I'm talking about, this perspective shift of how you're seeing things. What else would you say to this person? Please don't believe in, people don't believe in me. This one thing that you feel like you have from this person is that they give you a sense of inspiration, which is also the Queen of Wands. She inspires others to achieve their goals and go after their dreams and things. And her passion and her force kind of also inspires others. She's nurturing in that kind of way. And that might be something that you recognize with this person that has helped you to kind of move forward in some kind of way in your life in general. I mean, move forward and take chances in your life. For some of you, it's like taking this opportunity here with this person or this risk. You're looking at it in a way of you may lose other things, but it's like those other things didn't matter as much or didn't help you to kind of push forward or didn't believe in you, you know? Oh my gosh, I just got the funniest thing. Chicken Little. Do y'all know that movie? I swear, guys, I don't watch this many cartoons, but I have kids, so I have my life. Chicken Little, his dad in that movie, doesn't believe in him. And he says that to his dad. You know, his friend finally coaxes him into to saying that to his dad, he finally says, "You never believed in me," you know, and his dad didn't even realize at the time that that's what he was doing. And you may have struggled with that same sort of thing, and that's why that's coming to mind. You might want to go watch that part in that movie. There's a particular time that Chicken Little is laying on his bed, and there's a song that comes on. There may have been some healing that took place that this person kind of pointed out in you, and has to do with the value of yourself. And it could be associated with a parental figure or someone from your past that has made you not feel like you're good enough or has not believed in you. And it's like this person did that for you. You know, in that story, he has that friend, the girl that says pump it, you know, like her. In Dodgeball, she's all about Dodgeball. It's funny, I haven't seen that movie in so long. But it's like that right there. It's that you have this person next to you that's kind of helping you kind of along the way in some kind of way. And this is something and someone that you don't want to lose. So anything else that you would say to this person here? Is there anything else that you would say to this person? Yeah, we'll take these two. I'm afraid to lose you. I just said that. Emotions are overwhelm me. You may have had a hard time kind of figuring out exactly how you felt about this person emotionally, or that might have been something that just was too much for you, or something that you couldn't deal with at the time, or even kind of the shadows and things that come up with inside of you about your past, you know. It's something that's so overwhelming to you, but yet when you have this person around you, it's like they're kind of your guide in a way, or kind of your light in a way, to help kind of lead you towards something, towards healing. This person may do that for you. And you may also kind of be that way for this person. Y'all could be mirror reflections of one another. I think everybody is that we meet in some kind of way, but this one's kind of in a way of helping each other along. You know, that king and, or that queen and knight there with that 8 of Pentacles. It's like you help each other along. And the wands are representing spirit, your soul, you know? Okay, so what would this person say to you? Hold on, I better shuffle. Maybe. These cards are really stiff. They do hurt my hands. But they're good cards. Okay. What would this person say to you if they could say anything? Pile 3. This person on your mind. Will you leave me like the others? This person, I think, experiences some sort of abandonment wounds when it comes to love. I can't stop thinking about you. So if there's disconnection here, that's this person's having a hard time letting you go. I don't understand. Maybe it's because they feel like they haven't been able to fully understand what this connection means to you, or to them, or why you're disconnected from them, or what's kind of going on, or what this was, you know. I don't understand. Y'all can take that for yourself. There's a lot of things that can play into that. What else would this person say? Will the pain ever stop? Ouch, guys. Maybe that's why they don't understand. If you've been disconnected with this person for so long, or whatever it is, or maybe if you have made them feel like this connection is something that's not right, you know, that 2 of Cups in reverse, then why is this so painful in a way? Like, they don't understand why they can't stop thinking about you and why it's so painful. Anything else? I don't know where to start. This person, I feel like, wants to take a direction here in their life. These feelings are eating me alive is the bottom of the deck. But I think that they're kind of stuck here, and They don't know where to start or what direction to take because they can't get you kind of out of their head. They're trying to relive or reimagine it in a different way. Let's see what your advice card is. Challenges. Yeah, right with that 5 of Wands right here. Unbearable situations throw you directly into God's arms if you are open. Please take over, Divine, and guide the right decisions. Please take this burden and show me your will. And with these feelings are eating me alive, and I'm scared of rejection is right under that. There are some abandonment kind of wounds that lie here, maybe with both of you, where you don't want to lose each other. You have, I'm afraid to lose you, and they have, will you leave me like the others? There's an idea of putting your whole heart with someone that you feel like, could abandon you. That's the real risk in love and growing a connection, right? So the challenges that you have here in this connection could be something that's kind of unbearable. And in those challenges, it's saying, to throw yourself directly into God's arms. If you're open, then let kind of the divine take over and guide you to make those decisions that you need to be making. And it should come from the solar plexus, that gut feeling that you have of what decision you should make. I have this gut feeling that I need to do this. I need to take this. The Fool, when the Fool jumps off the cliff, he jumps off that cliff without having any idea what it's going to look like, who's going to catch him, what's going to be down there, how he's going to fall, nothing. He does not know. He's just going off of his gut feeling that he's making the right decision, and it's something that he wants to do, and he feels right about it. I feel good about this. I feel good about this. I always refer to it as Harry Potter in whichever number it was, the film, when he gets the luck serum and he uses that, and Hermione tries to get him to go to a certain place and stick to the plan, and he's like, I don't know why, I just feel like I need to go here. And it ends up kind of working out for him. That's this right here. This is what they're saying, to kind of step into that, and they'll show you how to grow. They'll show you, all you have to do is listen to your inner compass. What's the future energies for this here, Spirit? What's the future energies for pile 3? Okay, all these came out in pile, one of the other piles. You have patience, healing, which is also growth, by the way, number 3, and wisdom. You also have romance and ex-partner and money and balance and making an effort and uncertainty. There's your wheel of luck. It's upright, Everything will align, even if you don't feel certain here. As long as you make an effort, great love is worth putting in time and effort, and finding a balance within yourself, an equal give and take that's here. Money can be involved, or unbalanced finances could be a part of this, or this is just kind of representing that opportunity to balance things out. You have ex-partner here, so this could be someone that you have had a relationship with, but this could also kind of be just insinuating an unfinished love connection, so something that's not over. And then you have romance here, so feelings are real and worth exploring. There's an idea about this, and that's the Queen of Wands and the Knight of Wands as well, is an energy of exploration, wanting to explore, moving this forward just to see kind of what transpires from that. But it's also something that's scary. Let's get one of the spirit message. Actually, I feel like I want one of these. Let's do this. We have expansion right there. And self-worth is the other side. And we talked about that. And denial, not denying yourself of that because you don't feel good enough. What am I missing here? Any more advice for part 3? Yeah, I'm missing a lot apparently. We have regret. I already saw that once. Declutter. Let go of old stuff and put in the work here. Take action. Action that building the path for success. Dedication. Stay dedicated to your goals. We also have obsession here. Now, focusing on too much on one situation and needing to take a step back. So when you find yourself start to get overwhelmed with those feelings and you feel like you're starting to get more in that moon energy of the illusions of things or fear of things, and starting to look through that lens, take a step back, because I do feel like there's challenges here. So that's going to be kind of, you have to stay dedicated to what the actual goal here is. Take a step back from that and declutter yourself a little bit. This is the number 20, this regret, which is judgment. So it's like, go back to this, not wanting to regret anything being left unsaid. Judgment is a call for you to awaken to the truth. It's, you know, it's spirit blowing the trumpet, calling you in to face your fear and speak your truth so that you do not have regrets that lay on you. Declutter yourself from any of that old stories that you've been telling yourself, that you don't deserve anything like this, or you don't deserve where you are, or this work that you've put into something. All this stuff is stuff that you need to kind of declutter. Also, getting rid of things, you know, letting situations go so that you can create something new for yourself is something else that's here. Okay, let's get some, these are initials, but there's also charms in here, and I'm going to get a postcard from Spirit. I won't forget that. Let's go ahead and pull these, though. Awesome! You have the sun and the Pegasus. So there's that fiery Knight of Wands energy that's there. It's funny. And the sun that's here as well, which is kind of Leo energy. It's you really saying, I will. Your willpower and your strength. It's also a very romantic energy. It's a very warm-hearted kind of energy that you're wanting to kind of step into and express. It's a fire sign. It's definitely that Knight of Wands that's coming through. It talks about the sun as well, so that's funny that that's here with that Knight of Wands. The sun is that positive clarity, kind of, you know, the clouds parting, the sun's coming out, and you can see everything clearly. It's almost like you have to take the action in order to see everything clearly in the way that you need to see it. In order to have success, you have to stay in that position to where you're staying dedicated, putting in that work on yourself. Keep telling yourself that you're good enough. Okay. For some of you, you may have gotten rejected from someone in your past, and that has played a heavy part on you not feeling good enough about yourself. You just need to let whoever that was go. I feel like there's someone that is very kind of, could be possibly very superficial, or could be very, it's one of those energies of where they look real sweet and innocent on the outside, but the inside it's like a demon. You know what I mean? Like they're just wearing a skin of pretty, but inside it's not so great. There's something about that is you need to kind of stay away from, clear away from. You deserve more than that. Okay. Everything looks shiny on the outside, but the base isn't even clean on the inside. You know what I mean? I don't know how else to say this. You are not alone. This is the same card that came out in pile 2. And pile 1 also got a card that said you are not alone. I'm pretty sure. That's very crazy. They have two, you have the one that says 2 cents from heaven. So, do they all say that? Never noticed that. They do. How have I never noticed that? And they have something different underneath them too. This one says, what does that say? Oh, I think it just says from heaven in smaller print. Okay. All right, guys, you are not alone. Here we go. Sorry, guys, I had to pause for a second because the delivery came and the dogs kind of lost their minds. So dearest you, there are times that you get lost but refuse to see the part in things. Happens to everyone. Something feels familiar but sort of off. If you're feeling confused, it's best to throw away the map that you're using, which only lets you navigate based off of your past experiences. This isn't what you need right now. Instead, take a deep breath and open to the truth. A desire to stay in denial means that part of you doesn't want to be responsible for the pattern that shows up in your life. Yes, this is the right time to wake up and start again. By the way, You always get another chance. You have unlimited chances to start again. We love you so much. We really do. Be gentle with yourself. Coming out of denial is like being temporarily blinded by super bright lights. Allow your eyes to adjust. Carry on, special one. A beautiful life awaits. Loving you so, so much. You may regret a lot of things in your past that have kind of carried along with you. And one of the reasons that you may attach to this person in the way that you do is because they help you to kind of understand those things and see them more in a positive light with the sun energy here than keeping them closed in on you and keeping you in a place of regret and lack of forgiveness for self and all these other things, you know. This is the idea that you're opening up to something completely different, completely new, and you're not allowing those past stories, all those things that you've been telling yourself, to attach themselves to you and move forward with them. You really need to kind of release all that and declutter and let all that old stuff kind of go so you can create a sacred space for yourself. I also feel like for some of you it's really important to actually create a sacred space that you can call your own. And that's something that they're wanting you to work on, and something that will help you to feel renewed and being able to really start to kind of go after or achieve those goals that you want. But you have to declutter, and I think some of you are already aware of that, but you've been kind of denying yourself that, and you have to face that truth that that's something that you know you need to do. Okay, so we have NVJ X O E Y D E A R E, lots of E's here, L and I. So you have love right here, which isn't surprising. So you have love. That was one of your first cards out. Let's see, what else? You also have lover, which you have the lovers. You also have day. You have X, so an X, we already saw that once, right here, ex-partner, someone that you have something that's unfinished, ex-lover is something that's here. This could be kind of an ex-lover. Well, not kind of, I guess they are, or they aren't, right? You have lie. So you could have lied about some things. You also have over. Maybe you lied that it's over. We have NJ, so New Jersey may be significant. What else? What else? Maybe you lied about an ex. About a day with an ex that you said you were over. This could be their initials. NJ, who knows? Not jealous. Not justified. What else? Daily. There's something that you may do daily, daily ritual for some of you. Or maybe you're just wanting to see someone daily. Okay, guys, I'm going to leave you here. There's a lot that's here, so I'm sure there's tons of more stuff that y'all can spell from this. Just take however, anything that kind of resonates for you, anything that you want to include in the comments, be my guest. I see ear right here, so someone in your ear or listening to something in your ear. Someone may have lied in your ear. Like lied to your face about something. Early is right here. So early into a relationship, maybe someone lied to you, and that's kind of something you've been holding on to. Dare is here. Nerd. Aren't we all? Okay, so I'm gonna leave you here. There's a lot there. I'm gonna let y'all take this one. I hope you enjoyed this reading though. Hope it helps. Hope it brings you some sort of clarity at least. And I also see deer right there. Y'all see that? Dearly. Oh my gosh, wow. Maybe you love this person dearly. Maybe someone's been very kind to you, you know? Okay, so I'm gonna leave you. Thanks for being here, guys. Thanks for all your love and all your support. Every's in the bowl. Every day this person has been lovely, endearing to you. How funny. Okay, I'm gonna leave you there. Thanks for being here, guys. Thanks for all your love, all your support and kindness, and I hope to see you soon.